Content Part 1. In the course of his triumphal march, after conquering the whole world, Ravana, the demon king of Lanka, once arrived with his forces on the bank of the river Narmada. Enjoying the smooth flow of the crystal clear stream of the Narmada and the pleasant sand banks in the river bed, he spent a night there with his followers. Early next morning, Ravana took his bath in the river and set up the idol of Sri Shiva on the sandbank, and began to worship it. Just then Kartavirya Arjuna and his wives came to the place and began their water sports, a few yards down the river from the place where Ravana was sitting. As part of his amusements, Kartavirya stopped the flow of the river by making a dam with his 1,000 arms. This caused the level of the water to rise and Ravana with his materials of worship was submerged in the flood. Enraged at this disturbance to his worship, he sent 2 of his men down the river bank to find out what was happening. They traced the source of the trouble to Kartavirya Arjuna and his water sports and reported the matter to their master, Ravana. At once, Ravana, armed himself with his bow, rushed to Kartavirya Arjuna and began a fierce fight. At last Ravana fell down under the heavy stroke of Kartavirya's mace and was bound in chains and imprisoned. He lay there for 1 year. Ravana's father sage Sri Pulastya came to know of this and he went to Kartavirya's palace. He was received with due respect and at his request, Kartavirya released Ravana and after that they remained friends for life. One day, when Sri Parashurama was 14 years old, his father sage Sri Jamadagni went to the forest to fetch some summits, sacrificial twigs. Sri Jamadagni's wife, Sri Renuka Mata swept and cleaned the ashrama and went to the river Reva to fetch water and Sri Parashurama was left behind in the ashrama. When she reached the river bank, she saw Kartavirya Arjuna indulging in amorous pleasures with his wives in the water. She waited unobserved on the bank for some time and after they had left the place, she stepped into the river. But since the water was muddy, she had to go to another place in the river to get clear water. There also, she lingered for a few minutes, looking at the amorous amusements of Chitraratha, king of Salva, with his wives. It was only after they had departed that she was able to return to the ashrama with water. Meanwhile, sage Sri Jamadagni who had returned to the ashrama earlier was angry at her delay and was waiting impatiently for her arrival. As soon as she reached the ashrama, the sage, in a fit of fury, ordered Sri Parashurama to cut off her head and the latter obeyed him. But, later, Sri Jamadagni brought her back to life on Sri Parashurama's request. Brahmana Purana, Chapter 58. All the kings in the world acknowledged the supremacy of Kartavirya. In Brahmana Purana, Chapter 16, we find that kings of the Surya dynasty like Sri Trayaruna, Sri Harishchandra, Sri Rohitasva and Sri Chunchu were defeated by Kartavirya Arjuna. In his golden chariot, he went about defeating devas, gods, yaksas, demigods, RSIs, sages, and others. He even challenged Sri Vishnu. He insulted Sri Indra, king of gods, in the company of his wife, Sri Indrani Mata. Intoxicated by his successes, Kartavirya went to the seashore and challenged the ocean and began to destroy the animals in the sea by shooting them with his arrows. Sri Varuna Deva, god of ocean, sky and water, appeared before him and asked him what he wanted. Kartavirya asked the god to name a man who had the capacity to fight with him. Sri Varuna Deva answered that Sri Jamadagni's son Sri Parashurama was the person who satisfied that condition. Kartavirya accepted the challenge and went in search of Sri Parashurama. Once, Kartavirya went to hunt in the forest with his followers. They were roaming in the Vindhya forest in search of game. At noon, they took a refreshing bath in the clear waters of the river Narmada. When they were preparing to return, they saw Sri Jamadagni's ashrama. After asking his men to wait at the river bank, Kartavirya went alone to the ashrama. He paid his respects to the sage, and after their usual greetings, Sri Jamadagni asked him to call his followers also to the ashrama. When all of them arrived, the sage gave them a sumptuous feast. Kartaviryarjuna wondered how the sage managed to do it. They spent the night there, and when they returned home next morning, Kartavirya's minister Chandragupta told him that he saw a cow in Sri Jamadagni's ashrama, and that it was from that divine cow that the sage was able to get all the rare articles of food which he supplied to the guests. He also offered to get the cow from the sage. So, the king sent Chandragupta to the ashrama to beg the cow from the sage for him. Chandragupta, accordingly, went with a few followers to the ashrama and begged for the cow. At that time Sri Parashurma was not in ashrama. Sri Jamadagni told them that the cow was Sri Kamadhenu Mata's sister, Sri Sushila, and that it was not possible to give her. Chandragupta tried to seize the cow by force, but she suddenly vanished into the sky. The king's men tried to capture her calf. Sri Jamadagni, who came forward to prevent them, was beaten to death by Chandragupta. Brahmana Purana, chapters 67-70. Sri Parashurma returned soon to the ashrama with the disciple, Akrutavrana. At the sight of his father lying dead on the floor, Sri Parashurma cried aloud. Sri Renuka Mata beat her breast 21 times. Seeing this, Sri Parashurma took a solemn vow that he would go round the world 21 times and extirpate the Kshatriya kings. The sage Shukra, the preceptor of Asuras, appeared there with cow Sri Sushila, who had vanished. After restoring Sri Jamadagni to life, Sri Shukra went back. Sri Parashurma, who had turned himself into the very embodiment of revenge, accompanied by Akrutavrana, took his stand at the gates of the city of Mahishmati and challenged Kartaviryarjuna to a fight. Kartavirya came out with a huge army. In the terrible fight that followed, Sri Parashurma himself with his axe, Parashu, chopped off all the 1000 arms of Kartaviryarjuna. All his 100 sons were killed. Kartavirya himself fell down beheaded. This was the end of the pillar of Yehaya dynasty. Brahmana Purana, chapter 81.